It will see you.
As usual, if you want to say something horrendous and not be identified, then put on a silly voice and say it now. Wow, nothing. I'm impressed by your restraint.
Hey man, we're taking this game very seriously.
Well, somebody has to. Ain't gonna be me.
Too busy filling out my character sheet.
Yeah, don't worry. That can all be done as we go along, and anything that's not showing up on there, we can always manually roll, so no problems there.
So they can see us on the stream, I think, just FYI. I'm looking at the stream now and seeing us.
All right, yeah, everything's looking good. Uh-oh. Panda down. I say it, and I jinx it. I gotta change my name from Hijack to Hijinks.
I just hope this isn't a repeat of Friday.
Technical difficulties again.
Okay, I should be back.
All right.
Sorry about that. I have no idea what they have done to my connection.
Uh-oh. Some readjust.
Oh my god, technical difficulties.
We have rearranged.
All right. Let me see what's going on here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gonna play a little game of move everybody around.
I'm presuming my camera's not appearing because even though I'm selecting turn on, it keeps flashing up and then disappearing.
Ah.
Oh.
Son of a gun, Panda.
There we go.
Heart attack time. Okay. Right. As I believe we've been live and you've been listening to our bumbling for a while now, sorry about that. My internet connection is not playing nice at the moment. So it seems like the temporary fix is I will not be able to interact with people in Twitch on this stream. So I'll be relying on my lovely, lovely players to do it because for some reason my connection can't handle Twitch and a video feed at the same time because that's so difficult. Okay, rant over. Hey everybody, welcome to... we're back in?
I believe so. Although
awesome.
I am seeing a 5-minute countdown video on the stream. I am very curious about how that got there.
I know we have one. Oh my god, this is like hilarious limbo time.
I know.
Does anybody know? Is anybody like... There must be people in chat, or are any of you guys watching the stream?
There is chat. Chat's
What's
going.
happening?
Chat is enjoying a segment that is playing in the background there.
It just spilled up for me.
I literally don't know whether we're talking to anybody yet or not.
We are. I believe so. Because I see
Okay.
Twitch coming through.
All right.
Right. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay.
We're back and we're good. Oh, man.
For anybody who hasn't gathered, this is an amateur actual play stream of the Cyberpunk Red role-playing game. This is session 1 of season 2 of our Choombas campaign. Subtitle to be determined. In fact, to be determined shortly. So we'll come back to that in a minute. So thank you all for joining us. Usual things that we have to get through at the top of the stream. So thank you to Cyberpunk Uncensored for bringing us together and Rob putting together this awesome community, which allowed us to produce this game and for you guys to come and watch it. And there are some awesome sponsors that are also involved with that, so check out the Discord community for more information about streams that are coming up, the many other things that are being run, loads of resources for the game, and loads of opportunities as well if you want to run your own game or find a game to play in. It's one of the best places to do that, so please do check all that out. And if you can't stay for the entire stream, which sometimes people are in that situation, we do get asked. Everything is available on the View on Demand here, and also a few days later, the videos will go up on YouTube as well. All the links are below, so you can check that out. That being said, this game is a game played by adults, for adults, in a fairly dark setting. Now, we're not going to be horrifically graphic about certain things. We will be not touching on certain topics because they don't really need to be addressed. It doesn't add anything to the game. We know there are horrible people in the world. You know that. We don't see any need to bring too much real-world horror into this when there's plenty of fun, gory, cartoon-style, blowing people apart with shotguns fun that we can have that doesn't hurt anybody. So, yeah, just be aware that there may be bad language, there may be violence, but we'll steer away from anything that is real world nastiness that might legitimately upset someone. So if you do at any point feel that there's something that we're covering that is a topic that's not for you, we won't be offended if you go away and come back another day when we're running a game with a different theme. Okay, so let's go around the table, and I don't know what order people are in on the overlay because, as mentioned up at the top, those technical difficulties mean I can't seem to access the Twitch at the same time as being on the stream. So I'm going to go in the order that I see people. So Cybersmiley, who are you and who is your character?
Hi, I'm Cybersmiley. I run the Cybersmiley data fort over on cybersmiley.net, which has a few apps for Cyberpunk, whether Cyberpunk 2020 or Cyberpunk Red. I've been maintaining it for a while. I am playing Harabag, the solo.
Awesome. Thank you. And next round, I have Raven. Who are you and who will you be playing this evening?
Hi, I'm Raven. I'll be playing Valentina, your exec, your very ambitious and ruthless exec. So I'm looking forward to getting into this.
Cool. Ambition and ruthlessness. We like those traits. Ariel, some people are already going to know you, but who are you and who are you in this game?
Think you're muted.
Sorry, I can double mute because there's a thing on this.
I do it all the time.
Okay. But no, I'm Ariel. I don't know, pretty boring. Bit of a housebody, but I really enjoy streaming. And I'm going to playing Striker, our media expert. I'm going to find all of the scoops.
And normally I would tell people to listen very carefully to the players. I would say ignore Ariel saying that she's boring. It's nonsense. So, Graphite Dragon, who are you? And who is your character?
Well, I am the Graphite Dragon from thegraphitedragon.com. I'm a writer and a child and youth worker. I will be playing Dram, our nomad. I finally found a car, hopefully art to follow shortly, but I'm ready to drive.
Nice. Transport is important. Who wants to be stuck using public transport? Ugh. And Jedi, who is very kindly handling the streaming for us today.
Hey there, everybody. You might remember me from last season. I am our resident netrunner Hijack. Yeah, not much more to say. Let's get into it.
Cool. Okay, and as always, I'm Matt, aka Reservoir Panda. I stream, I'll run games of, here, Cyberpunk Red. I do other things which may be coming to streaming shortly, but technical difficulties are meaning I'm not wanting to jump into too many things until we've got those ironed out. And just seen an example of those. But yeah, I really enjoy these games, and I enjoy running things for the community and being able to make a contribution that way. So hopefully you enjoy what you see. Now, I think we've done all our introductions, and you have an idea of who the characters are. If you didn't watch the Session 0, then it's available on the View on Demand. Go back or catch it on YouTube. Now, a very, very important task for those of you who are in chat. This is Season 2 of our Choombas campaign, so naturally, we need a title for it. We can't just go with Choombas Season 2. That would be boring. So, we have some options. One of my players might actually kindly copy and paste them from our own chat stream into the Twitch chat in a second. I'm sure someone's on that. But the options are for the name of this new season: Choombas 2, the new batch; Choombas Bogus Journey; or Choombas 2, the Corporations Strike Back. Tell us which one you like, and within a few minutes, we will, at an arbitrary time of my choosing, someone will tell me which seems to be winning in the chat, and that will be the name of this season. You get really, really important duties like that. I know it's cruel of me to force these things on you, but I'm evil, so deal with it. Okay. So while that conversation's going on, and players, of course, if you're in Twitch, you can vote for your favorite. I wouldn't be cruel enough to exclude you from that, since you're going to have to play it. We open up in Night City. Now, the atmosphere in Night City is even more tense than usual. There's been a rise in not just general violence lately. Violence is part and parcel of Night City. The body lottery exists for a reason. But the incidences of mass violence, so we're talking bombings, mass shootings, attacks on infrastructure, nothing seems, at least publicly, to have linked these various incidents. But tensions are growing higher. Scream sheets are ablaze with different writers with their own theories, or lots of them with axes to grind, you know, saying that their personal pet hatred group is the one that's behind it, and with their own mad explanations for why that may or may not be the case. What is known is that the NCPD are not coming out of this favorably, because things are seeming to start to get out of control. Now, if you're not familiar with how Night City works, NCPD is in itself a company, a corporation. It is essentially a big security company which has the sole contract for security across Night City. Now, if they can't perform, who knows? Maybe someone else will come in and bid for it. And that's been the theory on some of the blogs. Some of the news sites are saying, well, maybe this is all being orchestrated somehow by a competitor. Maybe this is all a plot by someone looking to take NCPD's place and gain that massive corporate tax funded contract. Who knows? But for now, we're not going to deal with the larger elements of politics and the events going on across the city. We're going to focus in on our little group. So first, we will turn to Valentina. Our exec friend has been having a trying week. It's been one of those weeks where things have been really slow and dragging, and then suddenly 5 different things hit your desk at the same time, and everyone wants their thing to be priority number 1, and then you have to run around and you're working hours and hours into the night to try and get everything handled and not get your ass thrown out on the street because somebody isn't happy from some department. And then the next day it will be back to I've got nothing to do. You're having a really stop-start experience of it, and it's starting to grate on you a bit. Today is one of those quieter days. And then you get about midday, you get a message through on your agent, just telling you that you've been assigned a work order. You log onto your laptop, and you see it's a fairly standard black bag operation. One of the ones that you've dealt with a dozen, 2 dozen, who knows how many times. Essentially, you're wanted to put together a team for a piece of work which the Corp doesn't want to get involved with itself, either because there are politics involved, there are legal issues, or sometimes it's just a matter of they want a problem to go away, but they don't want to lose resources doing it. So they figure if they throw an amount of cash at some edge runners, then they can go away, and if they deal with it, great, they get paid, no more problem. If they don't deal with it, the company's lost nothing. You're not down a thing. I mean, people are just assets at the end of the day, so why waste your own when there are ones for hire going freely? In this particular case, one of your warehouses, you work for, I believe, a subsidiary of Rockland. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And fantastic, thank you. So one of the Novatech warehouses has been having issues. The shipments that they're putting through in the area are not routinely, but with increasing frequency, coming under attack. There is a group, it's unspecified, but some sort of criminal element is clearly making a pattern out of attacking your shipments. Now, this happens from time to time, but it's been increasing. So it's now gone from, happening every few months to happening monthly, to now it's once or twice a week that a shipment is either getting lost or is coming under harassment and things are getting damaged, personnel, equipment. It's costing the company money. So you are instructed. Yeah. You are given basic instructions to investigate the cause, or hire people to investigate the cause, and to stop it happening. It's a criminal element, so as usual, those are the sort of people you would use to deal with it. Fight fire with fire. Get some crims of your own. And you do have some sources that you usually make contact with these sorts of people with. So you have some regular contacts, and there is a fixer that deals with things in that area that you do know, and who might be able to offer up some reliable names. And his name is Grigori. You know that he has a street handle which he goes by of the Monk. There are other details about him which you could dig around in archives for, but you've never had the interest so far. If you want to, you can always find out more, though.
Oh, I will definitely do that.
Okay. So you take a look around. Do you have any kind of library search or anything like that?
I do not have library search.
Okay.
And education, it says I have education at level 5, linguistics, like that. But
Okay.
no library search.
Education's good. Education will work. This is basic lookup on an internal system, so absolutely. Give me an education roll. Nice. Okay. Yeah, with that, you get some decent level of information in there. There may be something, as far as you're aware, you've not missed anything, but you know that sometimes, depending on the sensitivity of information, there may be extra things locked away in hidden archives, but you get some good background on this guy. He's been operating on and off with Rocklin for about 40 years. Which, you know, it's a long time to have a relationship. But he started out in the field, and he was actually a private soldier with Rocklin. However, in the last 2 decades, he decided that he was going to get out of that game of actually taking bullets himself, and instead he was going to make better money getting other chumps to take the rounds for him. He had the connections built up from all his time working as a mercenary, and he felt that he was owed a better, quiet life within easy reach of a bar. Now, he has quite a history of, you've got some details of his augmentations, which are quite extensive, which is a little surprising. You have met Grigori before, and he doesn't actually appear to be augmented. There's nothing much visually. Like you're sure he has some visual augmentation, but there's nothing as extensive as what you're seeing on his medical records apparent. So it must be really, really high grade stuff to be that well covered up. If anything, Grigori, sort of your first impression of him is of sort of the guy who was once a prime physical specimen and has let it all slide in favor of drink and more drink. So although he gives off that air, you're fairly sure that with the amount of tech he's packing, he's probably a lot more physically dangerous than he appears, which is not unusual. But his records do indicate that there haven't been any noted differences, shall we say, between him and Rocklin. There have never been any disputes. Every job has been not every job has been successful, but every job has been carried out to its parameters. There's never been a question regarding loyalty or anything like that. He's a good, reliable man. You pay him, he will see about getting the job done, and if not, hey, you get a refund on his fee.
Quite amicable. And I go ahead and contact him to wait for him to pick up his agent.
I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to repeat that in a few seconds when my connection stops being stupid. Hopefully, I should be back now.
Are you up?
We lost a panda.
Oh no,
Like,
you're
but
endangered.
technical difficulties again.
There we are.
I'm not going to punch my PC. I'm not going to punch my PC. Okay.
I'm low.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't hear a word of your response because it was all robotic at my end, which is entirely my fault.
Not a problem. So after I do my my search and give his profile, his dossier a once over, I decide to give him a call.
Yep. You have his direct number already, so you do so. It rings about 3-4 times, and then you're gonna.
I need you to assemble a team for me.
Who is this?
This is Valentina from Novatech.
Oh, hey. This. You know what time it is?
I don't care what time it is. If my company's going to be paying you, you're going to be accepting this job.
But what's your tone? It's first thing in the afternoon.
Time is money.
What's the job?
I'm having some a rodent problem knocking off my shipments, and it's making me look very bad to corporate.
Okay, you got area where this happening. You do have the region, yeah.
Yes, I'm sending him the deeds now.
Okay. You'll be here in an hour. I have group for you. I'll send you their information once I've contacted them.
I have one particular request. I want a solo that I've done business with in the past. It goes by the name of Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's doable. He's a good guy. Absolutely. He will do this for you.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I've been very impressed with his work.
Very good. 1 hour, you know the bar.
See you there.
And he shuts off the call.
Then I get on my intercom and I tell Vincent to have the call ready.
Okay. So you do indeed know the bar that he's talking about. He seems to shun traditional office premises, and he's quite happy to do business from a bar stool. He does have a private room set, although it's not his establishment. He has sort of a private back room permanently arranged if necessary. But at this time of the day, the place is probably that quiet that you'll likely just be in the main bar. Okay, so since there have been specifics, then Graphite, you get the first call. So, I should specify, everyone has at least once worked with this fixer already, so it's not completely unexpected.
All right, what's up?
You want work, my friend?
Oh, I don't think it's a matter of want. I have some needs to take care of right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Corpo clients. I don't know if you've. I think you might have met her before, but she pays on time, and good money for extermination.
And she don't ask no questions.
She don't care for questions.
Excellent. I'm on it then. I think.
Good. Here in 40 minutes.
I can probably do that. Maybe 39. We'll see.
Ta-da, very funny, man. Just get here. And he hangs up the phone. You're quite used to this attitude. He is, he very much plays up the angle of the, surly drunk. But on at least one occasion, you have seen trouble occur around Grigori, and suddenly that persona just completely drops away, and he is all business when there's any physical danger around. So he's playing a part a bit, but what the hell? The guy's good. He pays up when he says he should. You've not had any issues so far, so yeah, you're happy to work with him generally. Any particular preparations you do before heading out, or anything you want to make me aware that you're bringing with you?
Just bring the car and my normal gear.
Cool. Advantages of having a car. You know that you can always stash whatever you need in there. You don't need an excuse to be... Well, it's Night City. You don't really need an excuse to be carrying an assault rifle anyway.
And I'm currently living out of there, so...
Yeah. Bonus. Okay. Next up, Hara. You get a phone call from a fixer that you've done maybe 2 or 3 jobs with previously.
Yes.
Tiger, my friend. You're available today, yes?
I am.
Good. I've got money for you.
You do? How much money? And what is the job?
Well, rates depend on the client, but is easy work. Is pest control. Not difficult. And if it gets more difficult, I'm sure they'll pay up for a bigger fee if necessary.
So price has not been set yet?
No, she will be here within the hour to do the negotiations. You've worked with her before, Valentina.
Yes, I have.
Well, there you go.
There. What time is it?
Excellent. Is way too fucking early, man. Is 12:40. So you be here by 1:30, yes?
I will be there by 12:40.
Good. We have time for a drink before we work. Excellent. And hangs up the phone. Next, we come to Ariel. you get a phone call.
This is Wanda Striker O'Leary. Can I help you?
Ah, my favorite reporter. How are you today?
Uh, fucking. Did you see what was on the news? Please tell me you didn't see it. No, don't even talk about it. It's too embarrassing. I need some work. You got some fucking work?
Well, I didn't see the news, but I did see the websites that they, that special fan website that they put up for you. Go straight on there.
Oh, that fucking cunt. I'm gonna gut her.
Hey.
Oh, well, anyway. Focus, O'Leary. You can do this. You say there's some work, because I could really use some work right now.
Yes. Cleaning up the streets. You get, what is word? Scoop. Yes. Getting rid of the trash plaguing Night City. You love these things, yes?
Oh, yeah, so you trash them and I thrash them.
Exactly.
The written word and the sword, you know?
Exactly. Perfect team. So you be here in 40 minutes, yes?
I'll throw on my best coat. You see it? Okay, I'll see you then.
Excellent. Hangs up the phone.
Had too much fun with the imprint.
What can I say? My accents are terrible, so I just run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Jack. You're tinkering away in the, you're up by this time, which is unusual for you. You like sleeping just like Grigori does, but you're tinkering away in your little makeshift workshop that you've set up, and your agent starts going off.
He'd get it after like the second or third ring. Hello?
Yeah. Geek boy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, I guess. What's up?
You need work recently, yeah?
I mean, more eddies is always a good thing.
Yes. We did that job back in Little Europe.
Yeah. It's okay.
Don't worry. Phone is secure. Always.
You say that, but remember that
and
one job?
I'm ringing you.
Yeah,
I'm ringing
you remember that
you.
one job you brought me and it went south? I think it was because our agents got tapped, man.
Yeah. Bad workman, tools, blah, blah, blah. You
Right,
tech
what do you
wizard, you
What do you
fix
got?
it. You come along. Easy work. Clear out some sewers. I mean, I know you have those flashbacks from the last time, but, night vision goggles, man. Night vision.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, don't worry. I got some cyber eyes now. I'm not dealing with that shit again.
Excellent. See, now you do good job. You clean up and go around and clean around the edges. Make sure none of the client's information or what you're up to gets out to the wider world. Yeah, we have media for that. They put out what we want, and you get rid of all the inconvenient bits at the side. Yes.
I mean, how much money are we talking here? You know I like numbers.
Is good day rate. Is you normally, this is easily double your standard day rate.
Did you hear recently that I doubled my rate, however?
But then I halved it because you can't handle your drink. He loves the sound of his own voice, this guy.
You got me there.
He thinks he's hilarious.
You drank me under the table. I can't even deny that one.
Excellent. You're here in 7 minutes, yes?
Yeah, I'm not too far from you. I'll be there.
Fantastic! I was joking. We have a drink. And he
Well,
hangs up.
okay. Click.
Okay. So you've all been given various times. You have no idea why. Why you would want you to turn up at different points. But none of you are aware of anyone else's schedules anyway, so it's not weird in the slightest. Although 7 minutes. So, let's go around and let's see who actually arrives first. Is anyone making a particular effort to turn up before the time they were asked to?
Oh, I always try and get there early to try and snoop on somebody.
I arrive exactly on time.
Okay, cool.
Panda, I was thinking about something.
Okay, so it seems like we have a few people who might be potentially a little earlier. So let's see.
Hijack definitely takes his sweet ass time.
Of course, I expected nothing less.
1 minute
Okay.
early.
Hey, Panda, I wanted to bounce something off corporate before I show up to this.
You know where the credibility is in the
I apologize if I'm not responding at the moment. I'm in robot voice territory again. This is going to kill me. Come on. You can do it, little internet connection. You can do it.
Falling out of sync again. And we lost him.
We lost
Here
our
we-
Panda. Oh, what?
I think we are back. For some reason, Discord is having these problems, but it seems that just restarting kicks it back. So I don't know if it's my internet connection at all or just Discord. I might have to try it through the... Yeah. That's fair enough. I can't blame it for that opinion. I don't like me either. I may have to try it through the web app. But never mind. Okay. We had some various timescales, and Wanda, you are turning up first. You arrive at this. It's a small local bar, sort of like old-fashioned pub style. Not particularly in the nicer area of Little Europe, but you know it's reasonable. You can expect the drinks to be what you're paying for, and at this time of day, it's very, very quiet, and therefore a good place to do business, where you're public, so that you can sort of guarantee a modicum of behavior on everyone's side, because no one wants to get into a shouting match or a firefight in public, but at the same time, you're not going to be overheard, and you have that privacy of the back room if you want. So you walk in through the doors, and slumped over the bar with almost, you could have predicted it. Bottle of vodka in one hand, the hand just wraps around it on the bar, just wrapped around the base, and then the other hand is clutching a rather large knife, which is a little disconcerting, but you've seen it before, so it's fine. So Grigori is there, and to all the world, just looks quite frankly passed out. So, what would you like to do? And he's the only person in the bar at this time. Ariel?
I'm looking. I guess I'm gonna do a detection check because I want to see if there's any rooms that I can probably check out later.
Okay. You go ahead. Give me a detection check. We will see. We'll see what you spot in here.
Detection or perception?
Perception, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you are used to hunting around and looking for, appraising a situation quickly. So you walk in. You've been to this place before anyway. There is no one else in the bar. Even and you notice actually this is a pattern that when you arrange a meeting here, you realize you've never actually seen a customer. There is always Grigori, who, as far as you know, doesn't own the bar or have any particular connection with it. But there's never even anyone behind the bar. It's like the staff, the customers, the door is open. The place is, to all intents and purposes, open. Just no one happens to be here. That's either a weird coincidence, because you've been here 3 or 4 times now, or there's something else at work there. You don't know. You do notice there are, standard sort of mini security cams in each corner of the room. You'd expect that in any sort of public establishment like this. There's not really that much else to notice. You note that Gori does appear to be armed, as always. You can also spot, even at a distance, you spot that the tack vest that he always wears does appear to be sort of fully loaded for business. So it's not just the very heavy pistol that you can see right there on his chest, but the pockets are he's got. If a big fight were to break out, he's got ammo and grenades to see himself through a pretty hairy situation. This guy is not as unprepared and slapdash as he might first seem. Other than that, nothing particularly of note in the room. But you're fairly sure that you think you're secure, you're not being listened into. Apart from the cameras, although you actually note the power lights on the cameras are indicating that they're off. So that's
Write that down.
That's a useful thing to note. So there's just Grigori there, slumps over the bar, knife in one hand, bottle in the other.
Okay. Well, hello, dearie. It's been a while. How have you been? You got any good scoops for me?
He pushes himself up off the bar into a seated position. Looks like he's almost rocking back, and you're fairly sure again that this is overacted. He's very, very good at putting on the persona of a sloppy drunk. And really, there's probably you don't know what it is. You're sure that he actually drinks, but maybe he's got some sort of sideware that just deals with it and gets out of his system. You're not sure this guy's ever actually drunk unless he wants to be. So he pushes himself off. looks like his stool just rocks back for a second on 2 feet, looks like it's going to tip, and then slams back down. Ah, my media. Come. Have a drink. Others are on the way. So, how are things? How are you dealing with your public humiliation?
Well, it makes me wish I didn't spend all my money on these cyberwares and wish I got some bitching claws instead. But the worst part is I can understand an enemy, but this was a fucking called her a friend. I can't believe. I'm gonna go on all night. I'm sorry. But
No, you go. You two should hammer this out as friends.
I don't even know how I could approach her without just screaming. I don't want to be one of those. I don't want to be one of those fucking actors. Fucking any celebrity screams at their PAs, but I want to fucking scream. I want to just destroy them, all of them, and I will just go right into her fucking play of just. She's gonna. No matter what I do, I have to sit there and go, oh, I enjoyed that shit you just threw at me. Oh, please do it again, you fucking cunt.
You two should settle this like adults in bikinis in paddling pool full of mud or jelly, your choice.
I think jelly would probably be the best because,
Excellent, we have agreement. I will be the booking agent. You know that fan website will make so many eddies. We joke. We have real work coming. Take your mind off it. Just any of these rats you decide to put down, just picture her face. Motivation.
Nah, but it just means I have to work twice as hard and be twice as vicious.
It's Night City. Everyone has to be twice as hard and twice as vicious.
Yeah, I guess that's why she got a one-up on me.
Indeed. But soon you'll get one up her. And at this point, I think we have our nomad. You've got transport. It's quick enough for you to get there. You come into the bar and you see Grigori stood there chatting with Wanda, who I can't remember if you'd met her or not. I'm not sure who'd met who. But even if you haven't, you may possibly recognize her as being something of a local celebrity.
Not where I'm from.
So
Hey.
he's chatting to woman.
Yeah. Grigori. Hey.
My friends. Come. We are discussing. This is colleague.
Is this your corpo?
Grigori leans back just in case Wanda is going to take exception and launch herself at the nomad who's just accused her of looking like a corpo. You may not take this personally. It's down to you. Nope. Seems like you're all good. No, my friend. This is our public relations director.
Oh. One of them data pool liars or whatever?
No. She tells nothing but the truth. It is our truth, the real truth. You know, ignoring all the bits that we'd rather people not know. But no lies, just our point of view. It's very important.
Preem. So is this the whole crew, or what's going on?
Oh, others are coming. You want some?
No, I'm good.
Ah, driving, of course. Ah, shit, but what can you do in this city? I'm not paying for the real stuff. Oh. And Hara, I think you'll be next in.
Okay. Taking the surroundings of the bar. Have I been to this bar before?
Yeah, you've been here. You've been here once, and it was the job in particular. You got to use some of your exceptional skill sets to great effect. Everyone walked away well from that job, and you recall that it was with Valentina, who you've been told is putting together this job, and you recall you got paid promptly. No haggling.
Right.
Job done.
Okay.
So it was a good day's work.
Kind of looks around the bar and has a bit of a disgust look on his face as he continues to enter. And he heads straight to Grigori. You have job?
Ah, for you, I always have job. Yes. Same lady you dealt with last time.
Yes. Valentina.
Good. Indeed. Good memory, my friend. Good memory. Those were good times. Oh, to see that man's face just sliced in two.
If you believe that is a good time, then I guess it was.
Well, you do not enjoy your workmanship?
I do my job. That is all I do.
There is pride in a job done well, surely.
There is. But that does not give me satisfaction.
Ah, satisfaction. Now you're talking my language. Speaking of satisfaction, this is our driver.
I take it you're our Shooty McBoom Boom?
I am capable with weapons, yes.
Excellent. I guess. I think.
I am Harabag.
Dram? I guess?
Pleasure, Drum.
Dram?
Dram.
I guess.
You are not sure of your name?
Today, tomorrow, what's a name? I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm a good driver, okay? Yeah, I'll drive.
So you know one thing.
Yes.
Excellent.
And
Well, I know a few things, and they have mostly to do with killing people or injuring them.
Excellent. In this city, always room for that skill set. And this will be our documentarian.
Wait.
She is press.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm gonna make you look good and them look like shit. Even
I
with
would prefer my name never be mentioned in any of your stories.
Yeah. Sorry, my name is Steve. They call me Steve.
Yeah, let me take a note of that, Steve.
There you go.
She is good. She uses pseudonyms. You will be Swordman, and you will be driving
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
You don't have to use those names. You know, they top of my head. You're the creative one. Yeah. I leave
like
it to your
Shooty
discretion.
McBoom.
There we go.
When is Valentina expected?
Knowing her, it will be any time. And he looks down at his wrist as if there's a watch there, but there isn't. 3, 2, 1. And Valentina, you walk through the door.
Seated by Vincent, making sure everything's safe enough.
That's the exec.
Walk up to Grigori. Grigori, my friend. How are you today?
The lovely Valentina. I am always well when work is brought my way. Although, timekeeping. Maybe do these things later, when people have had the time to get their first drink in them and, have a shower. This is ridiculous.
I will keep that in mind when things are not so pressing and making me look bad in front of my, how shall we say, my upper management.
Well, we wouldn't want that. We know how appearances are important to you, and that is why we have our chronicler here. Wanda will take good care of you. You must know her. She's very famous in this city.
Believe I've heard of her.
You can call me Striker. Most people do. But I'm hoping that I can make you look fabulous. Well, more fabulous than you already are. So, darling, do you want a pseudonym or not?
Just call me Lynx.
Lynx. With 1 X or 2?
2 X's.
Okay.
I trust you'll give this op a positive spin for the company.
Oh, of course, darling. Of course. I know what I have to do. I know what kind of person I am. I know what kind of person you are. And I think, why can't we all just get along?
Indeed, she's premium bullshit merchant. I mean, media. She will absolutely shovel the shit that you are selling. See, I have been here a long time. I know all the idioms.
That's quite splendid. So, give me the rest of the introductions.
Well, we have Harabag. You already know. He is excellent killer of many, but he is not proud of that. That's very important, apparently, that we know he is not proud of that. He's just very efficient. He is robot-like.
It's a pleasure.
I'm Dram, your driver, a really good driver, I think. Yeah, that's me, Dram, the driver.
Charmed.
Yes, a.k.a. Steve.
Steve, right, in print, Steve,
Yes.
get that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Steve.
Okay, not driver Boom Boom, merely Steve.
Oh. Hara is Shooty McBoom Boom.
Shooting, not driving McBoom Boom.
Yes.
My bad.
I'm driving McVroom Vroom.
Steve Vroom Vroom.
And soon we should, well, maybe a little late. We'll have our tech guy. He's very good. Just if you want to smoke anything or anything else, just either keep it out of sight or make sure you have enough to share.
What's his name?
is Hijack. He's good boy. He's good boy, and he knows his shit.
Him I've heard of.
See, Driving McBoom Boom has heard of him. Driving McBoom Boom Steve. Who is apparently an excellent driver.
I'll have my agent pull up information about him.
Yeah. You have some limited information on Hijack. You have done business with him before.
Okay.
Only once, and that time you didn't meet him face to face. But it was good bit of it was a little bit of sort of counterinsurgency work, bit of security strengthening, and yeah, it was setting up some nasty traps in and around your corporate net, just to make sure that any nosy people get what's coming to them. And he was good. He was efficient. He was notably just on time, only just, but he did the job nice and quickly once he got there. So there were no issues. But yeah, you've not met him face to face yet. So about another 20 minutes goes by before of you guys just chatting and getting to know each other before Hijack rolls in.
Yeah, so he would stroll in. He'd probably be like smoking a cigarette as he walks in. You all would notice he's got a pair of, it looks very similar to like old welding goggles, but you all would recognize them as some old virtuality goggles, and the color just keeps on shifting while he walks up to you all. He just kind of sees Grigori, gives him the nod, takes a drag on the cigarette and puts it out and says, so I'm assuming this is the group?
Ah, nerd boy, you are here.
Yeah.
Yes, you. Always good, always good. You'll be lending your particular tippy-tappy skills to these fine people. I say lending. She's paying.
I assumed so.
You've worked for her before. You remember the painting fences that you did for that garden company?
Yeah.
That was her.
Ah, I see. Okay, so you were, what was it? Lynx something, right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
me.
Nice to meet you. Normally, I don't really like to associate with corpos, but I couldn't find anything too bad on you, so I was not too shy to help. So
And
how
in
can
this
I help
town,
today?
I couldn't find bad information about you is the highest praise.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you in the meat space, for one. And I'm happy to have you on the team.
So what's the job like?
Extermination, pretty much, and also asset recovery, if possible.
All right, sounds good.
What is the asset you need acquired?
There was previous shipments. If we can recover the shipments, or the previous shipments that were pirated by these rodents, then it would help me look good, and I could possibly offer a bonus. I just have to make coordination with management.
And how much does this extermination job pay?
The standard, it's going to be about 3,000 eddies.
For the group or for each individual?
Oh, my funny friend. This is the group payment.
I wish I could offer 3,000 to everyone, but it's going to be the group.
And naturally, you're not forgetting me.
Of course not. You shall get your cut.
And he turns to Dram and driving McBoom Boom, Steve. This means 6-way payment. See? You 500 of eddies.
Thanks.
Much chuto.
Very big, many lots.
Exactly. I like this boy.
Possibly a little bit more, depending if we can recover the previous shipments. And like I said, I have to talk to my corporate supervisors.
Indeed, bonuses. You are all excellent runners. You earn me bonuses. Yes? I need money for better than this. This is, well, it's good for Night City, but there is better. Yeah. Anybody?
The hijack will reach for a shot glass.
He grabs the shot glass out of your hand, throws it across the bar, grabs a big thick tumbler and fills it with. There's got to be a good 12 ounces of vodka in there.
Yeah, I'm not that much of a heavyweight.
Hijack will look at it and be like, "You got any whiskey?"
Whiskey.
And he'll slide the shot glass of vodka back to him. You know I prefer my spirits dark unless it's tequila.
Fine. And he just drains that entire glass and slams it down onto the countertop. And yep, accidentally smashing it under his hand as he goes. Doesn't even look at it. And vaults over the bar, grabs a bottle of whiskey off the top shelf, and pours you a similar volume to what he did with the vodka, but
Grigori.
with this barely disguised distaste on his face.
Grigori, you son of a bitch, I love you, man. And he's just gonna take it and down it.
Good boy, good boy. This is what we like. But not too much, you're working.
Yeah.
Celebrate after.
We're good. You know.
Now go, make me eddies.
All right.
I mean it. Go. Out.
Jack will light up another cigarette and start walking for the door.
Okay.
I follow the driver when he leaves. If he leaves.
I'll leave basically right away. Now, here's the thing about the car. Seating arrangements are really important, okay? Which one of you has the smallest gun?
Probably me, but I want a window seat.
Yeah, you can't sit behind me. Second smallest gun.
That would be me, but I shall not be riding with you.
Okay.
I have my own wheels.
Okay. So let me show you
Define
something.
smallest gun. Define smallest gun. He pulls out a heavy pistol.
No, I have a special seat for. You're going to sit in the trunk. Now, I know it sounds
I will
bad.
not sit in a trunk.
No, I know it sounds bad. Let me show you. Okay, so this seat is the best seat. Okay? Look,
I know it sounds bad, but get in the trunk.
so it's a really comfortable seat. It's actually a super comfortable seat. It's really nice. It's rear facing. Technically, it's in the trunk, but
100 of EBs from you to get in that trunk. I do not sit in trunk.
okay. See the big handle with the big red button on it?
I see it. I know what it is. I
Yeah.
do not sit in a trunk.
It's not really a trunk. It's more of a hatchback.
100 EBs from your cuts to me, and I will stay in that trunk.
Well, fuck it. If you don't want the best seat, that's fine.
I don't think that's the best seat.
Okay. Hijack. This is going to sound bad. Middle seat in the back.
How about I
Middle
just
seat in
take
the-
the trunk?
Well, but the trunk is supposed to let the Shooty McBoom Boom fly in the air. The middle seat in the
Okay, I don't want that.
Yeah, the middle seat in the back actually jacks right into the communication system in the car and into the power plant of the car to help save your batteries. But I mean, hey, if you don't want a seat that's totally designed for everything that you do, that's cool, man. You can sit in the trunk or.
Hey, no, man. Everybody needs to charge their agent sometime, right? So fuck
See,
yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
that's pretty sweet ride.
Yeah, right? Anyway, the one with the smallest gun can sit behind me. I don't care where the rest of you sit, I guess. Just don't put your feet on the
I will take shotgun.
boring. Also, these are really important. So I want you guys to all take one of these, okay? So just out of character, he's going to hand you all a radio communicator,
I got
scrambler,
one. I can patch into yours.
and you've got a scrambler, descrambler. Anybody who doesn't have one, take one. And
What are they called again?
also, sorry?
What are they called again?
There's a radio transmitter,
Oh, okay.
a scrambler, descrambler, so that essentially they're private communication that people can't hone in on. And then everyone gets a little button that is a homing tracer, and we can all find each other with them. Very exciting. Don't forget to turn yours in at the end of the mission. Thank you. Very important. You break it, you buy it. Okay. Shall we go? I'll drive. Where are we going? Does anybody know where we're?
Yep.
Is
You
it-
guys do know where you're going, or at least Valentina knows where you're going. So it's a warehouse it's near the waterfront on the outskirts of Little Europe. And you have a specific. You've been given a map with basically the specific areas that the attacks have taken place in. They don't seem to be very widespread. So there's obviously, while they're not in exactly the same place, they're all within about a mile of each other.
I'll walk over to Jam. Do you have an extra one of those locators?
Define extra. Like, you get one.
No, and like one more that you can spare.
For the monkey suit guy.
No, this will be for one of the rodents that we're gonna let loose.
Sure.
I want to tag one of them.
Yeah, I have 6 of them. So there's one extra.
Okay, so when we when we take these guys out, I want one of them that one of these rodents to get away, so we can follow them back to their den or their nest or whatever.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan, I think.
Jack's
you
gonna
can
poke his head out of the car and be like, "Is it alright if I smoke in here?" He's already
would prefer
smoking, but
you
he's
not.
just asking now.
Where are you going to put the ash from that?
Right.
Sorry,
He'll
where are
throw
you
it.
gonna
He'll
put the
flick
ash?
it. He'll just flick it. All right. My bad.
Yeah, not on the car, man. Not in the seats.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
like, this is our
I should
home,
ask
man.
first. That was rude of me.
All right, behind the wheel, ready to go.
And while we're about to begin the opening stages of our actual mission, I have, or I did manage to briefly get in, and that's what seemed to cause the bit of lag that I had a few minutes ago, into Twitch, and it looked to me like we were having a tie between the first
Three-way
two.
tie.
Oh, it's a three-way tie now.
Yep.
Right. Last I looked, we were on a tie between the first two. So, if no one has any objections, I will have all the players voted for their preferences.
Don't believe Locke has cast his vote.
Nor has he given his absentee vote.
Well, in that case, I think I am going to make the executive decision.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah. And the new season will be Choombas 2, the new batch.
Hey.
So that's going to be our title going forwards. Thank you very much for your input there. And on to the next big decision, which will affect things which come up very soon. As these guys get underway with their hunt, pick for me, red or blue. That's all the information I'm giving you. Yes, I'm a dick. Red or blue, please.
Us or chat?
Everybody who's in chat. So players who are in chat are more than welcome to vote. But I would like everybody in the next few minutes to just red or blue. No more context because I'm awkward. Okay. So while that's all going on, and while you're feverishly entering your choices to make sure you don't pick the wrong color, dun dun dun. We have, you have a location that you're going to. You have some basic information. What does anybody want to do to start trying to narrow this down? Because you have about 1 square mile of various streets where these attacks have happened from. You've not got much information about the actual attacks themselves, because every time that there has been a successful attack, the personnel involved have been killed. So there's no one to report back. And where an attack has started, it's been done from a sort of an ambush situation. So they've not necessarily seen their attackers, and it's been more a case of the drivers getting out of the area before they can be pinned down. So you don't have much information currently to go on about who's doing it.
Now, when these attacks are happening, are the vehicles carrying the cargo themselves being stolen, or is are they being pulled over, cargo stripped from it, and transported in unmarked vehicles or unknown vehicles?
The vehicles seem to be, in some cases, goods have been just dumped out. In some cases, the vehicles have been taken, but then later recovered. So they're not actually keeping hold of the vehicles, whoever's doing this, but they're dumping them and torching it to get rid of any relevant evidence. Not to say that that's 100% effective method of doing so, but there's a fair amount of Choo been poured on, and these trucks have just been set ablaze, as it's reasonably good at contaminating a crime scene. Fire is useful.
So this has been happening within the city?
It's been happening within the city, but when the vehicles have been taken rather than emptied on the scene, then they've been taken way out of the city, presumably with the idea that they know that these vehicles are likely tracked, So they keep them moving until they get to whatever spot they're going to offload the cargo and make it a long drive so that the corporation doesn't have time to get back up there before they've making off with whatever they're taking. So questions or suggestions, we are open.
I think Hijack would start trying to find any video, like any public cams, like street cams or anything, any footage of maybe one of these robberies going down, just so he could get a little bit more of an idea on like the MO and how they're pulling this off.
Mm-hmm. You can get to the area of one of these particular attacks. Give me an interface roll.
Got it.
Yeah, you know that public cameras are one of those things that there's some security on there, but it's not particularly high because Night City doesn't place massive value on this information. So as long as you can get through the password, which you have no trouble with, then you can get in and mess around as much as you like. So you crack straight in. And you scroll back through. There is, fortunately, information storage locally on this camera. You deliberately picked one of the last two attacks because you know that this data only stays locally for a few days before it's overwritten. And it may all be backed up somewhere else, but anything older than that, and you'd have to go into main systems, which are a much bigger deal. But on the camera, there is footage of this attack going down. You see a truck marked up all in Novatech livery. Coming down the street, it stops at traffic lights. This is a traffic light cam that you've actually accessed. And then as it stopped at the lights, suddenly what looks like an arrow of some kind goes through the driver's side window and into the driver's shoulder. Then this is followed up with, from an alleyway, a couple of basically Molotov cocktails, bottles full of some flammable liquid are flung onto the front of the vehicle. They don't seem to be doing that much damage, but the flames immediately envelop the cab, so the driver can't see. He's not dead, so he starts up the vehicle and tries to move off, but he almost immediately goes into a row of parked cars at the side of the street because he can't see where he's going, which is presumably the point. Then the truck starts to be swarmed by at least half a dozen blurs. There are just holes in the image, and that's all that's there. So you can see things happening around them, but there is no actual faces on there, no body characteristics to pick up. There's just gaps in the feed. So someone's not tried to make it subtle what they've done, but they've altered it and left it there. They could have wiped this footage, but it's like someone is playing around and taunting with you. It's a weird, like, some hackers that would do this. In fact, you might do this. Just to mess with somebody. But whoever this is, they clearly think they have a sense of humor.
Amateur.
Give me are you sharing this feed with anybody else? Are you just going over it yourself?
He's probably just going over it himself, real quick in NetSpace.
Okay. Give me a perception check then. Okay. You do notice when that truck is driving off, the traffic cam automatically tracks it, and it tracks past it tracks past two people who are obviously bystanders, and they're teenagers, maybe 14, 15, something like that. And you notice that they both have their agents out and are recording the feed. They're recording what's happening. They don't seem to be being interfered with. Whoever the attackers are going straight for the truck, and they know what they're after. So these two have hung around and recorded it. So
Okay.
maybe
I'm gonna try and do a library search on my agent and look for any like social media videos of like crazy people attack van or carjacking going wrong.
Give me that library search. Yeah, you can quite easily narrow it down with that information that you're looking for. You know, stuff that was uploaded on a certain date and that was recorded at this time, and you put in some general search terms, and you actually pull up a video. Now, this is where our question was important. Can somebody give me a quick summary of which has come out on top, red or blue? It's okay. I
Looks like
should have
blue is-
actually. Blue?
I think
Okay,
it's
blue
even
has-
split.
Is it? 1, 2,
Well,
3. Yeah.
don't do this to me, people. Oh, right.
All right, that means it's green.
Coin.
Okay.
Purple.
So I'm giving you choices, and you're okay. This wasn't really a very fair choice because you have no context. Has anyone here not voted and wants to?
It's actually blue by 1.
It's blue by 1.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So what you see is on this video. It doesn't pick up right at the start. The video opens with a shot of the truck just as the second Molotov cocktail type arrangement is splashing onto it. So it's clear that someone has seen what's happening and got out their agent to record. So they've not got it right from the start. But then the swarms that come out from adjacent alleyways are half a dozen figures. And I was going to say no two of them are dressed the same. However, two of them are actually dressed identically and seem completely... so two seem indistinguishable from one another. They are around 6 foot tall, of Asian descent, males, dark short hair, and they're wearing skin tight outfits, which are deep red with gold patterning and sequining on, and they look very, very... This is not something you wear for a covert operation, but they're both very lithe figures, and as they run up to the vehicle, one of them, as in a sort of practice move, just grabs the other's foot and flings them up as they push off as well, and they land right on top of this truck and immediately start cutting. They take out a large knife, more machete size, and they start cutting into the top of the truck, trying to make access through there.
While I'm watching this, I'm gonna and I can see all right, this is definitely a lead. He's gonna go ahead and send the video to everyone else in the car, probably except for Dram because he's driving. So I'm gonna send it to Stryker and Hera and be like, this is kind of interesting. We've got obviously some kind of professionals here.
Yeah. So everyone's seeing this now. Because of the fact that these people are on one side of this truck, you only get clear views of about half of the figures. The other one that you see is a very, very large figure. You're talking maybe got to be approaching 8 feet tall. And this is a massively built person. He is wearing nothing but a pair of tight blue trunks, pretty much hot pants, and some red leather boots or leather style boots. And this person is muscle upon muscle upon muscle. And there's no way it's natural. Everything looks to be just, normal human, but there is no way that an actual person is this size and build. Their top half is literally triangular. It's like you're talking
So we got
4 times as wide at the shoulders as they are at the waist. And they approach the vehicle to the rear and reach underneath it. And you see straining and the muscles just popping out and tendons coming out. And then suddenly their hands go bang. And you see the rear 2 wheels of the trailer just collapse inwards as they've snapped the axle with their hands. They've ripped it from its mountings and snapped it. And the entire rear of the trailer stinks. So if that vehicle was in any state to go anywhere, it's not going anywhere now. In the meantime, these 2 figures on top, the ones that are coming from the other side seem to be dealing with the driver. And one of them, you notice, going over towards the security cam that you got the footage from earlier. But 2 seem to be, they throw another something, but it's like a fire suppression grenade. So they throw something and it just explodes into foam and encases the windscreen where there were flames previously. And the second that that's on there and the flames are doused, they're yanking over, and you can't really see what happens to the driver because, again, he's on their side. But you see them pulling out and doing whatever they're doing with the driver. Meanwhile, the doors of the truck open from the inside, and this, the first of the acrobat types, if you like, who was on there, has clearly, you notice he's dropped in through the roof and has then opened it internally. Safety systems are such a pain, having to have systems on there in case someone's locked on. It's just locked in, it's just insecure. It's a health and safety rule, which it's Night City. Soon they will definitely do away with it. Because health and safety are vastly secondary to profit. Throws the doors open wide, and then one of the figures who was dealing with the driver, who you can just catch. You can see his non-moving feet from this side of the vehicle. So dead, unconscious, you don't know, but you do know that he didn't come out of it alive anyway. So one of the people who's clearly dealt with him runs back into the alleyway, and out comes a large sort of box-style van, and they back it straight up to the truck, and it essentially almost park it inside it. Like they've deliberately chosen this van so it's got a very similar height to the truck, and they've got a board, let's say, in there, which they slap across, and they just start running backwards and forwards. They all take a single file, running back and forth across this little ramp that they've made with boxes and crates full of gear, unopened. They're not taking the time to sort through anything, and you would estimate they've probably between them, in the space of about the next 90 seconds, they probably get through at least half the contents of that truck. And then the one who was over next to and presumably interfering with the security camera looks up, and it's as if that's some sort of signal, and they all pile into the box van, and off they go with another couple of Molotovs tossed into the back of the vehicle, which then starts to burn. And maybe 45, 50 seconds later, NCPD arrive on the scene. And that is the information that you have.
Hijack will look at Stryker. Are you familiar with any booster gangs that are like circus freak posers? I don't know, like this seems strange. I've never seen people like this. Only poser gangs do shit like this.
Yeah. Should I roll for this, or would I know this?
If you got Streetwise or anything like that, then you can give me a roll. Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't require rolls for everything, but if someone volunteers me one, I'm always happy to take it.
I don't know if I can just find Streetwise. I can click it like a smart person. Oh, there it is. I don't have much in Streetwise, but
Well, that's enough to know from the. You might not have thought this from looking at the video, but the fact that someone else has phrased it as circus freaks, that twigs in your mind that not one of the most powerful or widespread gangs in Night City, because they're, let's be honest, a little bit on the weird side, even for this place. But a known entity are the Bozos, who they started out as just clown posers specifically, but then factions have broken off and do specialties. So you have an entire section of them that do mime, and then you have an entire group that are just clowns, literal clowns. They arm themselves with weapons made to look like, they throw buckets of acid over people hilariously, and they batter people to death with ladders by turning around at high speed. And then you have it's not unknown for them to go into other circus types, and the sort of acrobatic, more exotic style of circus display. That's something that you've heard of them of them taking up. You've maybe not encountered them personally, but you're aware that it's a possible thing. So yeah, these are probably some subset of bozos.
To answer you, it's probably some bozos. There's like some fucking clown freaks, but like they got several factions, so it's gonna be a little bit. I need a little bit more information to narrow it down. Though the mimes are pretty easy to point out.
I mean, to be fair, if you saw these guys again, they're pretty distinctively dressed. And you do know that, actually, that's one thing about this gang that might work in your favor, is that they are obsessed with their look. They wouldn't disguise themselves. Maybe that's why they're doing things from alleyways as an ambush, because they won't disguise themselves as normal people on the street. They want people to see them for what they are. They won't take on another appearance.
So then why fuck with the videos, assholes?
Maybe they're also not stupid. Or not stupid in that particular way.
I was gonna say, I don't know about that one.
Hey, just to make sure that we're being inclusive here, we are not kink shaming anybody. If clowns are your thing, then you do you. There's absolutely no judgment here.
Hey,
yeah.
I'd totally go to a gathering of the Juggalos. So no judgments here.
Yep. Different strokes for different folks. And sometimes those strokes make a car horn noise. So. Okay. So you've got a bit of information to go on. What do you want to do now?
Well, I guess Hijack's been in Night City for a while, so would he be familiar, or I guess can I roll to see if he's familiar with where the bozos like to operate out of?
Yeah, you can give me a streetwise check. Anyone who wants to can give me any sort of check they think might be appropriate to get some more information, either basic information or something based on something that someone else has brought up.
I would also suggest that if anyone knows any fences, if they're selling this stuff, the fence might be selling it for them.
Okay, so far we've got Hijack with a streetwise, which you know a little bit about now that you've had your attention drawn to it. Then yeah, this is definitely you've heard of this group. You think they've got this weird pretentious name. What is it? Oh yeah, that was it. It's the Circus of Souls. And you've heard of these people. And you don't think they're the biggest group. From what you know, you don't really know many escapades that they've performed. You do know they have a reputation for being a little on the ruthless side. Like they're very dismissive of even other bozos they feel are not as committed to their art. So they're very big on their skill and showing off their abilities as part of their crimes. So it's not enough to just gunning someone down in the street doesn't work for them. They have to make use of their specializations.
Okay. I would say he probably texted a friend and asked that since he himself wasn't particularly remembering. He's like, hey, you know any bozos who like to take it to the max or some shit? And his local friend probably gave him that. Maybe.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do. Okay, you ring up your friends and ask it in exactly those words. And the response you get is, yeah, dude, I mean, it's not my thing. I'm not judging. We all have those days. You know, maybe your microdosing goes a bit macro, and you just decide, hey, I want to, I want to get with someone while they're wearing a clown nose, or that's hey, you do you, buddy, you do you. Yeah, I mean, what are you after? Like, there's a few groups of them. How do you even know that how do you know that I know that stuff? I mean, hey, when I asked you to come around and sort out that problem with my laptop, then I specifically said, do not look at my browser history. That is the code. You do not check those things. It was research. It was. I was looking. A friend borrowed my laptop.
No.
Okay,
Remember what it was?
and
You showed me that one rocker boy. He likes to make. They kind of got like a clown theme going on. So I just figured, I don't know, maybe you knew something. I didn't look at your browser history. Totally did.
Yeah, that's where I know it from. All right.
Right.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
And you make sure anyone you tell. I mean, don't. There's no need to mention this to anybody.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I give you the info, and we never spoke. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's there is this group in like Little Europe that are a bit freaky like that, and they like to they're hardcore, dude. They're properly into you can't even, you have to audition for them, and nobody who's auditioned and failed has ever come back. And that's like, you hear that bullshit about like 90% of the gangs in like city. Everyone puts that around, and really most gangs will pretty much take anybody. Like if you want to be with them, then they might jerk you around a bit, but they will take extra bodies, even if it's just for cannon fodder. But they all put out that whole auditioning for us is a really big deal sort of bullshit.
Yeah. It's Little Europe. Yeah. They got like a warehouse or something out there.
No,
got some blocks they like to run.
No, they have this. Now I don't know where it is, because I've obviously no interest in this, but I hear they have this place, and it's kind of underground, like literal underground, and they call it like the cathedral. And I don't know anything more than that. Like, you just yeah, we never spoke, dude. We never spoke.
Click.
And yep. Off goes the call.
I'm gonna let the rest of the group know. We're looking for a place called the Citadel, and he'll make sure to text that to Valentina's agent. Just give her an update, like we've got a lead place called the Citadel in Little Europe. We need to find out where it is and send.
Thank you for the heads up. Let's get this place surveilled.
Just quick out of character. Did you say, Panda, did you say cathedral or citadel?
I said cathedral, but I'm quite happy that Hijack said citadel. That will...
Just making sure.
My bad. Hijack probably actually said Citadel and only heard. Like,
I have a feeling that is the situation.
So he just says it a little wrong.
Yep. It's fine. I'm not that evil. I wouldn't derail your entire thing and just send you into completely the wrong bad guy's lair.
The first rule: do not tempt the DM.
Wrong batch of bozos. Go in and wreck them and like, oh, sorry.
Oh
Oh, right.
shit,
It's
we were
just the
looking for the
mime
ones on
faction.
that side of the street. My bad.
Oh, God.
It's one of those you sent to Starbucks at the junction of this street and there's one on every corner.
I was thinking we go in guns a-blazing. It's like a homeless shelter. Like, you sure this is a citadel? Yep.
It's a armory.
But why are there all these homeless people and kittens and puppies here?
You
Why are we killing
bastards.
them? Stop! Somebody stop firing!
Teach you to steal.
Moving along.
Okay. So, you guys, you've got some information. What I think we might do is to give you a few minutes to sort of think about what avenues your characters might like to take to narrow that down and bring us to a conclusion. We are by my clock, but none of my other tech works, so why would this? We are at about 8 minutes to. So if you want to take a quick break there, come back on the hour. So everyone grab a drink, bio break, whatever you need. We'll come back.
Sounds
We'll
good.
see what ideas you have, track down and deliver some rough clown justice.
Yeah. I think it is time for some coffee.
Yeah. See you all in a few.
Uh-oh. The break is too big. Damn it. I swear I had everything right. And OBS.
Dude, tech problems you are definitely not taking the brunt for today. So do not worry. And I believe, as usual, people can probably still hear us. I should have mentioned that before people stepped away.
It's okay.
Never mind. Anything incriminating you hear, right? It's just between us, okay, chat?
There we go.
Nothing goes any further than us. We're all friends. Cool. Back in a minute.
I think we're just waiting on Panda, and then we will get things going. Oh,
Panda is back as far as he knows.
oh, there he is.
Are
Yep,
we not
I
waiting on...
remember. Yep, I see. We're waiting on Smiley now.
Yeah. And I believe I'm right in saying, as usual, can chat still hear us? Oh, what a shame.
I think so. You gotta give him a second, cause that little lag.
Mm-hmm.
Could hear it on my phone, so if I could hear us, I believe everyone else can.
Yeah. Back shortly.
All right. Hey, look, it's Burrows. Where were you to break the tie earlier?
Okay, so I think we're all back. So do you want to... Again, I unfortunately can't have Twitch up at the minute, it seems. So you'll have to let me know once we're back in.
Oh, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Welcome back. So we've had a few minutes. We've all had a little bit of a break, stretched our legs, got fresh drinks. Very, very important. Keep hydrated. One of us has acquired a cat. Awesome. And now we are back, and hopefully people have... I also wanted to take that timing so that people might have a couple of minutes to think about what route they may want to take next. So you definitely have some information to go on. You need to narrow things down and then deal with the issue. Any volunteers?
I think you're
What
muted.
about calling up Gregor and asking him if he knows
That's what I was
anything about the
thinking.
cathedral?
Absolutely. That is entirely doable. Make him earn his cut. So, who's going to give him a call?
I'll give him a call.
Yep.
I've been on mute.
Yeah.
Fuck. I've
Don't worry.
muted myself again.
We all do it. So, you give Grigori a call. My lovely friend, everything is done, yes?
Nah, I need some information. You gotta go in there smart, otherwise you go in there dead.
Of course. That's my specialty.
Oh, okay.
More specifics, maybe. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
special. I'm not that special.
Nah. Well, we're dealing with some bozos, and they're going into the cathedral. So, I'm wanting to check that I have the right cathedral, you know? Don't want to go busting up some mass or something.
the cathedral. Ugh. Fucking pretentious pricks. I know the place. I'd never been there, but is underground, literal underground. I hear is some form of how you say a sewer cistern, a space in the sewage system is where they do whatever they do. Who knows? These crazy clown fuckers.
Probably shouldn't have worn my best jacket then. But if that's where we have to go, that's where we have to go.
Oh, don't worry. These pretty motherfuckers. They care too much about their outfits, and if you get near it, you will know, because they keep that plane spotless. It's fucking freaky. I hear they've diverted the sewage around. It's all that effort for who knows what they do. I have no interest.
Okay. So, if there's no more information, I just wanted to double check that I had. Wait, hold 1 second. Hey, guys, is there anything I should be mentioning? Because I don't think he'll be very happy if I have to call him back.
I'm always happy to have calls from you.
Oh.
Ask him if he knows how many there are there.
Do you got a rough estimate of how many of those freaks are in there?
They're not a big group. Probably less than a dozen. Nothing for you guys.
Less than a dozen's workable. That's workable.
Just when you're around Little Europe, just take a look. There will be sewer entrances. I'm sure they're around there somewhere.
So that would be probably just a quick library search to check out where the actual entrance is, and we should be good.
It looks like we're having a dram revelation.
Stinky is the sewer.
Apparently, freakily clean because the clowns clean it.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to walk through the not clean part. I feel like, and that shit smells horrible. I speak from experience.
No. I drive. He shoots. You walk through the stinky sewer.
We'll pay for your company. The company will pay for your car's cleaning. Don't worry about it.
It is fairly
get messy.
It is fairly well known that actually, with Night City being so huge, there are significant portions of its sewer system which you can get a vehicle into. It's necessary for some of the things they do. Yet none of you have, as far as I know, worked on sewer maintenance. But it's one of those things that's like when bodies turn up down there all the time, they have vehicles which go in and dredge them out rather than people having to go do it. And it is quite spacious down there.
So we
Not
need
that I want you to mess your car up.
Schematic. Well, it's not going to come out of the upholstery, but whatever. So we need a schematic of that area, the sewers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need some schematics, and we're still on a call. Is there any way you can transfer over on my agent the directions, or should I library search it, sir?
Oh, God, you make me do everything. This is still too early. Oh, give me 2 minutes. And he hangs up. Hijack. Your agent starts ringing.
Hello?
Nerd boy.
What's up?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Wanda. She wants some sewer schematics.
Uh-huh.
Give them to her.
What
Good
what are
boy.
we paying you for, bro?
And he hangs up.
You should have
And
conferenced
Wanda
the
gets a
call.
text message. They'll be with you in 2 minutes.
And Wanda's just cracking up. I'm just like, I guess library search it is. So I rolled for library search for the schematics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can find there are publicly available.
Oh, we lost Panda.
We lost the panda. He's in danger.
Just everything is
Oh,
privately
there we go.
owned.
We lost you there for a second, Panda.
Oh, right.
So just repeat your sentence.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
So I was just saying, yeah, you can actually. That's enough to locate. Sewers are one of the few things that Night City has in the way of public works. Most things are privately owned in one form or another, but this is one of those things that the Night City Council has to deal with collectively and takes out of corporate taxes. So yeah, that information's out there, and you managed to get a copy for yourself. You may also get another copy in like 30 seconds time from Hijack, depending on what he does about the call and message that he had from Grigori.
Would I notice her like looking this up on her agent? If I see
Would
her
you?
doing it, well, I guess we can find out.
You've been told she asked for this information. Yeah, you can see that she's looking stuff up, but you're not sure what. So you get on there, and you're a bit faster at it. So, Wanda, about 3 seconds after the download completes on your agent, then you get a message ping from Hijack with copies of the exact same file that you just downloaded.
I asked for this. I can't be mad.
But on his, he's done a little Netrunner wizardry and has highlighted all the sewer entrances which are immediately adjacent to the places that correspond with the attacks that you know of.
Never mind. You're better than me. Congratulations.
And they all have sewer entrances within very close proximity.
Okay. So my vote is we go to the sewers entrance that has the most activity recently surrounding it.
Or the one with the least sewage.
That's also fair. We should vote.
Okay.
Anyone who watched the video as well, do you want to give me a perception check? So I think everybody was sent the video that Hijack found. Okay, so immediately when this is being discussed, then we seem to be getting a lot of double rolls from this sheet. I might have to check on that.
Is it me?
But don't worry about it. It seems to be it might just be my system being funny at yet another thing. So Valentina immediately, once this has been identified, you take a quick scan back at the video, and then you realize that the wheels of the sort of box truck that they or box van that they unloaded everything into, the wheels were unusually muddy, or you thought it was mud. Now that you know there are sewers involved, probably less appetizing than mud. Not that many things are less appetizing than mud, but this is probably one of them. So you think that van may have been going into the sewers themselves. And
So, you were going to say
no, go
more?
on, go on.
Oh, no, I was, okay, so I'll suggest to the group that possibly we check out one of the more grimier routes in the system. It says that they could be possibly traveling through there.
It's a simple enough matter with the information, the various points that you have now, to sort of correlate them and realize that with the distribution of these attacks and knowing that they're all linked to sewer entrances, then there are only a few points at which vehicles can actually enter the sewer, and there are only a couple in this area, so either one of them will probably take you to where you want to go. And if it's not taking you directly there, looking out for the sparkly clean section of the sewer is probably an easy enough job.
Checking with Harabog, what do you think tactically?
These are psychos, so whatever tactic we might take, they are not going to play by any sane rules. So I would say let us try to go through the nasty route, as it were.
Okay. It sounds like you guys are headed to the sewers, unless we have any objectors. Hijack.
The Nomad has plenty of objections.
Just three objections, but somebody said $500. I need that money, so yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I have to ask. So cleanliness is presumably one. The other two?
I don't feel like the back of our vehicle is as protected as it could be because our shooting McBoom Boom won't get in his chair. And 3, the music isn't loud enough.
All reasonable concerns.
So you wish me to be in a trunk, shut in a trunk, no visibility on anything around me.
No, it's like a
This is
hatchback.
good.
No, you can see through the rear view thing. And then the glass pops up and you go boom, 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 right?
So we're
Don't
doing a drive-by in a sewer?
Yeah, that just sounds like ricochets. It's going to be fun.
To make you happy, I will sit in the back.
Excellent. I hope.
Okay.
maybe it'll work. Who knows?
I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my anti-smog breathing mask now, and just be ready, because it's not gonna smell good.
Likewise, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
I don't know what you're all talking about. It's gonna smell like cinnamon and flowers. It's gonna be awesome.
Fresh cut roses.
Yeah, the sewers are lovely this time of year. Yeah. Just after the local curry festival, it's gonna be an experience.
Summer heat, you know.
Been to any major
Exactly.
cities, you already smell the sewers walking the cities, streets.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get up close. It's a special treat that many people don't get to experience. You lucky individuals. Okay, so you easily enough track down one of the two sort of vehicle access points, because while the sewers can be accessed by vehicles, most of the entrance points are your traditional manhole type arrangements. So you need to go down to the waterfront that you access them from, and there are indeed tracks wide enough to get bigger vehicles than yours down on either side of this river of matter, we'll say. There is stuff in there. We can all imagine the sort of things that are in there. You know, it's slowly moving, so it's not solid completely. There are things in there. There's possibly movement which goes against the flow. Maybe there are living things in there. Who knows? But nobody. I mean, I don't want to speak for my players, but I'm guessing that nobody wants to dive in and check. Woohoo! I was right. Okay. So you are driving at, I'm presuming, a relatively slow pace. What's your tactic in here? Because you could be speeding and trying to get to where you think they might be straight away. You were told that this cathedral is one of the cisterns in the sewers. And there's only about 5 of them in the area which sort of fit within the region of the attacks. So you could just try and ram straight in there, or you could be going slowly, trying to look for signs. What are you going for?
I vote that we look for signs. I don't think a full frontal assault from a vehicle into random places in the sewer is a great plan.
Yeah, that sounds like hitting news. Psychos run over homeless people.
Yeah.
I mean, I presume that's what you guys do for fun anyway.
I'm just saying, I gotta report it if it's interesting.
Okay. So, even though you're driving, I would like, please, a stealth check, if possible.
Yeah, make sure we're not built into the radio.
Yeah. And I will allow you can add your roll bonus to that, so add 4 to it. Oof.
I don't know how to add.
Well, don't worry. This is only we can do that manually. So are both cars going in. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, we've got 2 cars going in.
Yes.
So Vincent is clearly something of an old hand at this. He's been driving around sewers since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. And he is an expert. He knows where to look for, bits that might be in disrepair and might take the weight of a person, but might crumble under a vehicle passing by. He knows where to look out for particular the crud that accumulates in the sewer can be slick without looking it, and he knows how to avoid those spots.
He's calling it on
What's the difference between an electric car and a chew car?
I may have the music up a little too loud.
Dram is not dealing with the situation maybe as well. He's not used to this sort of environment, like the open road or out in the Badlands, or even dealing with.
I lost audio.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, Vincent's calling out what to look
there
for.
he's
We're
from.
following Chase. Dram, your ride is on point.
Yeah. Making as much noise as possible.
Is it backfiring too?
Well, I would assume the car is named Thunder, so I don't think it's making. It's not super
So
quiet.
all the noise is echoing all throughout this tunnel.
And just for future, probably not good to rely on me for the tactics. My character's dump stat wasn't int. So.
Well, that's why you have that's why you have Harbog.
Hopefully, I'm back with you yet again.
Can hear you.
A fucking again. Right. As I was saying, Dram, you are not happy with what's happening to your car. You are not used to it getting this treatment. The grime is
I'm
just
looking at
working
the
its
stream,
way
and I'm
in.
at the Reservoir Panda section.
Yeah,
It'll fix itself in a
it's
moment.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all good.
That dirt is not just in the car and in its fabric; it's in your soul. It hurts you to be down here, and you're a little distracted as a result. So your bad mood is showing, and you're getting testy. And rather than smooth, like low gear driving to try and keep a low pace and just keep moving with the minimum of noise, you're sort of stopping and starting and gunning the engine every so often. Just it's involuntary. Your annoyance with the situation is getting the better of you, as it does with everybody at times. The rest of you can hear this, and you've not really got much option. You're like in the vehicle now, and the noise is occurring. You're just having to go with it and try and maybe make soothing noises towards the clearly aggravated nomad. He's not happy.
Him again. Oh.
But yeah, you're pretty sure. If you're anywhere close to your goal, then they've heard you coming.
I am never getting the shit out of the tires, and the transmission is going to. This is not working for me.
We'll pressure wash and disinfect your soul and your car.
Oh, that is an excellent corporate service.
Copyright, trademarked, positioning statement.
Disinfect your soul.
Hijack's just gonna start loading his very heavy revolver. Like he knows they're already fucking made.
Okay, so as you guys approach, you do notice suddenly. You know what, Dram? Suddenly, the pressure eases off a little. You don't. It's so relieving that you don't even twig for the first 20-30 seconds what it actually means. That suddenly the grime ends, and it's a totally different thing. Like there are concrete barriers which have been placed in the rivers of Unmentionable, and this entire section has been just cut off from the flow of sewage. And now the walkways that you're driving along they're pristine. Like you've lived in apartments, or if you ever lived in an apartment, you've seen people's apartments which are not this clean. You could. I'm not sure you'd want to eat your food off it, but this is sparkling. This is excellent. It's so relieving to be out of that nastiness. And yeah, it takes a few seconds to get over the relief and realize, oh, that means we must be close. People, let's take some perception checks, please. From everyone in the front car.
Apparently, I'm not paying attention.
Lost him again.
Yeah, apologies, everyone. Tight. He'll be right back.
You said, well,
Looks like we lost Striker now.
I'm gone.
Your
No,
video.
you're just frozen on screen.
Oh my. Well, at least I haven't been dropped on the call.
While we're waiting for Panda, all of you interested in the new Combat Zone miniature game that's being kickstarted? Cyberpunk Red?
Already back in it.
Same.
You back in it for the miniatures or for the actual game?
Mostly the minis.
Yeah, I backed it. Mostly for the minis, but it seems like an interesting combat system.
It'll be certainly interesting to try and play it and see what happens.
Of course, now I have more minis to paint because of it.
Okay, I see Panda.
Oh, please tell me you hear Panda as well.
I hear Panda
Yes,
as
we
well.
hear you.
I still
Okay.
don't see our media. Just shows.
Oh, was that not me?
Nope.
I do not hear.
Well,
Panda
that's a first.
talking.
Well, I can hear Panda.
Yeah.
Same here.
All right.
Okay, there's media.
Have you muted me because I'm annoying? That's entirely understandable if you have, Smiley.
Looks like the gang's back. All right.
Okay. Right. So, apologies for all these issues. There will be mass murder done at my internet provider. I better not say that on stream, really, because if there is some horrible coincidence and that happens, I will be suspect number one. No, there will just be leaving of my internet provider probably because I'm out of contract. So screw them. They said they'd fix this, and clearly haven't. So I did manage to get, with all the dropping in and out, I did still manage to see a bunch of perception checks. And we're not in the most alert state of mind. I think everyone was experiencing that same sense of relief of the what Dram experienced, the change from horrible, fetid, rotting, assailing the senses, cloying nastiness to suddenly the place is meadow fresh. And that distraction is just enough that nobody notices something happening until... Oof. Okay. Dram, you were worried about about what was going to happen to your vehicle down here. Now, the dirt and the grime and the smell are one thing. The fact that suddenly a roughly 4-foot long piece of rebar with a sharpened tip plants itself through your windscreen and buries itself in the floor.
Lost Panda.
Lost it.
No, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. He can stay away now.
Trying to kill your car, man.
Everything happily ended okay.
All I got is the car.
Vincent, this does not look good. Get ready.
Glad I buckled my seatbelt.
Who's happy he's in the ejector seat now?
How were the ceilings?
As his head hits the top of the tube and he crumples like a freaking rag doll.
Panda, we can
You
see
just
and
made
hear
it
you.
funnier.
Yeah. Just breathe, Fatso. Breathe. Okay. Right. Okay. I think what we're going to do is, because we're having such issues, or I'm having such issues, I think we're going to say that as that shot comes through the window and buries itself into the car, that is where we're going to break off. We will come back and you can slaughter some clowns next week if everybody's okay with that.
Oh yeah, no problem. A whole week of anxiety over the one thing I have being destroyed. No, it's fine. It's cool.
It's not destroyed. It's the windscreen and a bit of the floor.
It's just a little bit
definitely.
of a little alley.
I'm sure that if you guys do a good job, clear up the problem, maybe recover some products, then Novatech will happily put your car in with one of their mechanics, and they will have it all. That'll buff out. They're so used to 4-foot long sharpened rebar spikes being fired at high velocity into their vehicles. It's practically a daily occurrence. I mean,
We could probably arrange a decently used and loved AV4.
Yeah, you get in there and the mechanic's just like, oh yeah, this is a common issue with this model. Yeah, it's always getting rebar arrows through it. It's It's just endemic. Okay, so
It's almost a precondition. Existing condition.
exactly.
Sold you a lemon.
So it's good that they're going to deal with it because it would not be covered by your insurer. Okay, so yeah, I think that is a good point to leave it there. We will kick off the combat at the opening of next week's session. Thank you everybody for coming and bearing with us. You have been awesome, even if my internet connection isn't. Thank you so much to everybody for playing. You are a fantastic group, and I couldn't hope for a better group of people to play with. And again, you've been so patient about this and about issues with, time differences, because I'm on the opposite side of the world to, I think, pretty much all of you. So getting answers from me during the week is not the easiest process. There's like a 12-hour gap between question and answer. It's great. But no, it all works out in the wash, and this is the thing of playing across the world. You will sometimes have tech issues, and you will make allowances, and it's pretty freaking awesome in my view that thanks to Cyberpunk Uncensored, I get to play with a bunch of people that I would otherwise never have met, and it's. I don't want to say never, but it's unlikely I will meet you all in person. We never know. Maybe this game is going to go on for years, and we shall all meet up on an annual basis. Who knows? But before that, I will have to get a more stable connection, probably from a different provider. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Please do check out the Discord, check out all the resources that are available on there. Meet groups of wonderful people just like these, with all their inventive character ideas. Find games to play in, find people to play in the games that you want to run, and tell the stories that you want to tell. So many resources to help you do that, either as a player or as a GM. So many awesome things available from our sponsors as well. So Fragmap, Lion Banner Games, Arcel Saurian, Roll20, many others. And you can find all the details either on the Discord, on the website. All the various links are down at the bottom. Get onto the YouTube, catch up on previous seasons. You can see where all these shenanigans started out. And come back next time and vote on more. You may have decisions which are more fully explained. I feel like maybe it was a bit cruel to just ask you to pick a colour, but what can I say? I'm a cruel person. And we'll go around and just very quickly do a little outro and give our details again about. So we'll start with our very, very poorly treated, I'm sorry, driver, our nomad, Graphite Dragon. Who are you? What do you do?
I am the Graphite Dragon. I write at the graphitedragon.com. And great. Thank you so much for having me as part of this group. Really exciting game day. Striker, your monologue at the beginning was fantastic.
I was trying to definitely do enough intrigue, but not really like spilling the beans just yet. So it was like an interesting balance.
So excellent job. Thank you, everyone. It was a great week.
Thank you. And speaking of Ariel's little monologue, I am fully aware that some people were very much a fan of her recaps in Rob's games previously. So if she doesn't feel too bullied by me doing it, I might be asking her to do that with future games. Obviously, if I'm just being cruel by doing that, feel free to tell me either here or in private to go fuck myself, and I will do my best to do so. But no, if you're happy to do that, we would love to have you carry on that tradition.
I'm a bit of a chatterbox, so I enjoy it. And playing media, I did a lot of notes.
That was noted.
It was a little hard paying attention to the chat, doing the notes, and paying attention. So sometimes there's little gaps. So I don't know why some things happen. Just Striker was on her phone and went like, "Oh shit, I missed something."
Yeah, that seems perfectly in keeping. Okay, and Hijack, who are you?
Hey everybody, I am Hijack. I go by Hunter Gathering Hub on Twitch. I stream the game Monster Hunter, different games from the series I've streamed before. The newest one just came out recently. Other than that, catch me here every Sunday.
Cool. And Raven.
Hi, I'm Raven. I'm on Instagram at unapologetic Pierce Raven. It says I played the exact as best I could. I'm just happy to be playing Cyberpunk, a game that I grew up on and I love, and happy that they came back with Red.
Thank you very much for choosing to play it with us as well. And Cyber Smiley.
Hey, I'm CyberSmiley. You can catch my site, which is cybersmiley.net, if you need any little apps to help you with your games. You could also catch me on Twitch on Cyberpunk Uncensored with me and Wisdom, who runs the Data for 2020 site. Another Cyberpunk 2020 Red site that you can always go to. We'll have our conversation at Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me and enjoying the play with everyone else on the Twitch.
Cool.
I forgot to mention that I'm on Twitch too, was Grey's Lovely Ladies. I doing gameplay and I'm trying to figure out how to do like art on it, but I haven't figured that out in OBS yet.
Awesome. I'm sure there will, and as with many things, there will be plenty of people on the Cyberpunk Uncensored Discord who are lovely and who will, I'm sure, help you out with that. Because we have people who know everything on there, it seems. If you want something doing, you can always find someone who's nice enough to take some time out and explain how to do something for you. So
it's really sweet.
It's true as far as my experience has been as well. Okay, and I am, as always, Matt, aka Reservoir Panda. You can find me here. About 50% of my own games, I'm actually here. The rest of the time, I'm sitting here and swearing horrendously at this monitor while waiting for it to reconnect. Yeah, this problem was supposed to be resolved, and I will be going back to my internet provider. So fingers crossed for next week. But yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching the games. Thank you to all my awesome players. Thank you to Rob for putting all this together and giving us the chance to play. And thank you everybody for coming and taking part in the chat and being so awesome. So yeah, I think I've said awesome about 19 times now. I don't think you're allowed to do that unless you've been smoking something. But never mind. Okay, well, that's all we have for tonight. We will conclude this little adventure next week. Thank you very much, and have a great end of your weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Really great to have you.